Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and we are back with the case, and I think we're getting close to the end. So we're about to find out how Hina switched the powders.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
You shut up and go and stand in the corner.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
You shut up, you're dumb.
Go ahead, Hina.
I just hate
Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
But there was only footprints in Section A.
Yeah.
But if that's true, you would have... Isn't that a little strange? Shoot, we went directly to
Can
A.
you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
When you're dead, I'll be satisfied. When you're dead. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case! Truth, justice, and the Monokuma way, goddammit! It has something to do with the footprints in the powder. Because she said she went...
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
No, she went from C to...
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the
Because
shelf.
there would be footsteps from C to
Yeah.
A if she went from C to A,
When
right?
I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Otherwise she
Okay,
walked
and
around.
then
I moved from Section C.
C to Section A.
I think that's it. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong, you're lying. What? I know how I walk.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
That's it.
That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
Yes, I dropped it and I ran away and then I walked the other direction.
No, that can't be it.
Plus Sakura
Remember
had
what
the
Hina
stuff in the
just
shoes.
said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the... Hina, what's the meaning of this?
You're a douchebag, shut up.
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A.
So did Sakura have done that and she thinks
So
that
you
she killed
never
her?
went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the... What the hell? What's going on here?
You're dumb.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her
Just
account.
berating him.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I... did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh, a piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
Why couldn't you have ingested that piece of glass too?
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize?
The
Well then.
thingy with the thing, and when we broke the window, there was glass, but it was underneath the cup.
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Yeah.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Yeah. The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something in the side of blue. It's the... Yeah.
I got it!
Monokuma bottles are red.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
Wait. Did Hina drop that protein shake knowing that maybe she realized Sakura had poisoned herself, so she put the protein drink there for some reason to cover up that? I don't know why, but okay.
You're right.
I don't know.
It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it would have been, she said she put it accidentally back on A, where it was, that's where we found it
the
anyway.
bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room.
Maybe, yeah, but maybe she found it and put it back?
It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
No, you're just dumb.
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
They wanted to make it look like she hadn't taken poison.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
Yeah, I don't understand how this game is
You're
so
right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
God, you're an a-hole.
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Because she's smarter than you? The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. It was on top of the glass. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with
When
the...
it
Yeah,
comes
that's
to
the
that
one I want, I
protein
think.
can, there's not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
I didn't click that. I didn't click that. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window, if I concentrate on that, I didn't click on that.
Protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked,
I guess because it was hovering over it, I didn't click on that, but I think...
So you're saying...
I think that was what we should have shot with the bullet, but...
we got the door open?
No. No, that's
No, because
impossible.
we need to do the empty protein drink.
It had to have been in there the whole time.
That's so fucking messed up.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was...
No, it was in there after because it was on top of the glass. Okay, that was it. I didn't click anything. I was sitting there watching just to make sure
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Crap, that was weird. I think it was just because it was hovering over it.
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can.
They were under
We
it.
also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken.
Someone wanted to...
So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been the first thing you noticed. Like, oh, I just kicked a can.
And
like,
that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can.
But the bottle of poison was actually protein.
But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she
And then someone
drank
covered it up?
knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction
Just
is...
curious about that part.
Exactly what happened.
Wow.
Then tell us already.
So no one's gonna die?
Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Sakura.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
No. The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room, it was...
I got it!
Because she had the yellow
I
powder on
think
her feet.
It was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
Why would Hina have been like, yeah, I totally murdered her, I did it, if she didn't do it? You know what I mean? I don't get it.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
You were lying before that you killed her, but now that she killed herself, you're freaking out? I don't get it. It's weird. It's not a lie. She definitely went to Section C. She's always showed me the evidence. I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Yes, it was the yellow powder on her shoe, so. Okay, so this is one of these stupid things. I hate these.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! I hate you! You're a liar! Do you have any kind of proof?
This should prove it.
Okay, that was the only one, and that's what I want. Powder on her shoe.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder
No,
stuck
she
to
didn't.
It did?
it? It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
But Hina went and put the poison away when she found it. That's what I'm guessing.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because...
Why would you want to admit to murder if you didn't do it? Because if they all voted for you, everybody would die.
Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
I mean, I guess she feels guilty, but the one that killed Sakura, connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room, there's only one way to explain it. And this is why you can select some of the dead people. She did it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
We went through this whole bunch of shit for
So
nothing.
you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, she created the locked room.
The locked room
Monica
mystery
did
was
it.
created by Sakura.
I didn't even read the other ones. I looked for Sakura because I was like, Byakuya didn't do anything,
I'm
and I know
sure she
Monokuma didn't
locked
do anything.
herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Whoa, ogre! Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Accomplice.
So, Sakura committed suicide.
But did Hina know she was
In
going to do
order
it?
to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
We have to do our comic booky thing. Comic booky thing! Okay. So she's slipping notes. He looks demonic. Okay, so reading notes. So she's going. Wait. How do I? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to. Okay, flip those. She goes and she hides. And then she's watching. He gets candy. I think he hits her with the bottle. And then he writes Toko's name. Oh, wait. No, that's the queen. That's the queen. I'm gonna move this one out of the way. We want this one over here, because that's that one. He writes Toko. He runs away. That goes there. Wait a minute, there's two locker Tokos. Holy shit, wait. I think this one goes here. And I think that one is this one, because that looks like she's climbing into it. That's that. He writes Toko. This looks like she's peeking out of the locker. And then she... Wait. Nope, that's not it. This. She puts the magazine back upside down. And then... Okay, here's where she hits her. With the queen. And then she tries to clean it up. And then she's... I think that goes there. They come in. And then... and then I'm guessing that's supposed to be what's-her-face. Hina putting it back, and then here's this.
Here's exactly what happened.
I think that's right. Unless those are the wrong... And some of them are like duplicated, you know what I mean?
Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Okay, good.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko.
I hope that's the right...
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Flip. Okay, that's the right one. Okay.
And
You
she
knew it was her
found
in the
it.
locker, but there's
She
two different
crawled
ones.
into the locker to get out of sight.
Dun, dun, dun.
Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
Oh.
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Dun dun.
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture.
That's
And
so
there,
sad.
she took her final breath.
Oh, Sakura.
Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
I just don't understand why she would want them to blame her, then they would all die. She really would rather
That's
them
the
all
full
die
truth of the case.
than... I mean, I understand that if you're the murderer, you actually murder someone, you'd rather they all die than you. It's you or them. But like with Hina, it's like, you're gonna die too, Hina. Like, you're gonna die too, because technically nobody was the blackened in this case.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you
I'm smarter than you, bitch!
manage to...
Better than
How
you.
were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
More handsomer than you.
Huh?
It's not actually, it's more
well,
handsome.
I mean,
I'm just better than
You
you.
still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
Or any case, because you're a twat. You suck.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Yeah, bite your end, your ass. It's gonna bite you in the ass. Such a jerk. That's it, man. Hey! We're gonna get lots of, Oh. Money! Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap this part up here. I had actually recorded this originally, and it was about an hour long, but I decided to cut it into 2 parts, so that's why it seems a little disjointed. And when we start the next part, we're going to jump right in. I'm not going to have my intro, but you'll hear me explain at the end of that video that I did edit these into 2 parts, so just kind of wanted to pop in, let you know what's going on so this doesn't just completely end, but, you know, so you have some kind of notice. But I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.